sei Ghana for arewusem kese pan na esi ewo Ghana yankase parliament MP pan na ne ho akyin kese arewusem kese pan na ato eye MP kese a all parliament ewutu senya MP a ye friend na akoyo odofo arewusem kese pan e na ato no parliament tisi ame no kasa no ye beyi na di anase enyi na di ni seat no eba be vacant anase enye vacant odofo ye mami na aba abontin e na waba betwa ntro kese pan e wa abontin e de ato eye hawa kumsin so say hawa kumsin na suma ne boys on the day of election no so be attack odofo yesi sansem nyina aye ntro hawa kumsin ne ho son e feeling kekawe bie ni ne ho so ye mami etwa ntro kese pan ato ne so odofo intisi ana me no kasa no ye mami eye ewutu senya MP na akoyo or trendy ye pan wo Ghana asi na chese Ghana afo nyina obi abashi no say see den no twantro you see na chese video bi kra me sakan no kaso afo see ye maame won ba abontin ambe apologize to hawa kumsin pan dia 2028 omuntu abane man bi omu darofo womenko nyeko tie sare wusem kese a ato eye ewutu senya MP eye na akoyo e wo parliament ne mragisia.
Ghanaians observing the campaign one day heard that they had been shooting in Kaswa. Hawa Kumsin was already quite disliked by the NDC, given her very frontal role in the disturbances that occurred in Parliament on the 7th of January. Hawa Kumsin stood her ground on the issue of who will sit on which chair, and she was very brutal. She's a very strong woman, those of you who know her. And she was very brutal in insisting that some chairs were for the majority and some chairs were for the minority. Photographs and videos came up and she was painted out as a violent woman, etc., etc. So that had been her record, and she was an anti-person as far as the NDC was concerned. So when this story broke and the Honorable Koyo alleged that, she didn't quite allege, she said Hawa had shot at her and had shot and 2 people had died. It sort of fitted into the story of Hawa Kumsin is violent. So this is what she put out on 7th, was it 7th December 2024? The election day, that is. Hawa Kumsin tried to kill me. 2 of my agents are dead. I am beginning to guess that this happened before voting ended. Now, if in the middle of voting, this is published by a woman who has already been propaganded as violent, and you see this one, you are naturally going to be concerned about it. So this is the first thing she put out. And then she went on TV3 to speak about what had happened. And then later on, she was granted an interview by our friend Captain Smart on Onuya FM about what has happened. Let's see first what she said to TV3.
If you haven't exercised in years, you have to start small with my beginner-friendly Tai Chi class. 3 reasons every man over 40 should.
This is one of the collective centers, which is Iron City. I went to SUBCRIBE first. I realized that there was a VA, which is Hawakusi's VA, with the boys, Tima, and the rest. The same boys I complained about. They have followed me and they have shot one of my guys. In fact, they shot at my car separate head.
I see. And what's the situation there where you are now?
One guy is dead. It is not peaceful. Obviously, when someone is dead, how can it be peaceful? How can it be calm? There's a dead person lying down there. I want to think I killed someone. He wants to take my life, and he has killed someone and injured another.
So that's what she told TV3 in an interview. And then now she has an interview with Captain Smart where she sort of details out what happened. Let's hear what she said.
Me official Mahindra na me yusuno party kano eno na me timubi no eno so ana etro no ekaye
enti wo mo etro ne kan wo mo na wo mo ete car na chi no mo te front na hefa no mo
no mo te etire no mo te me car na chi ene etro ne kan mo
car na chi say etira enye say etira obi a ehu but car na chi yatum
I car na chi pick up say eya pick up Mahindra pick up etro mo te car na chi
ene na wo te hefa
the back
See me question ye ne busa ne mame. Cars na ye dodo say baako eno no awom bi dem rantie no wachire and I say cars na ye dodo sen
Kana ye mienu ba ku eji anim na ba ku eji achire.
That's right.
Yeah.
The idea no na the idea achire na etu kan.
The idea achire no.
Eti car no Land Cruiser Black no e cross wo de na say be share montem.
E ba ye di mechanic no mo start some fire.
Wo car na say de di wo car na chi no.
There be me a mechanic.
Okay.
Me a mechanic.
Patro na when I will drive it.
Patro Debbie.
Okay.
Na me driver na na chikano.
All right. Mo wo car na mo yesen na net team.
Na yeah 6 na net kanim.
Okay. Na Patro what two gunshot no te be do be say.
Yeti tutu be 3.
Be do be 3. Okay.
Yeah.
Enti wo mo tutu no wie no wo mo di mo achi be sam ho koya na se wo mo dane wo mo ho.
Patro mo dane wo mo ho koye.
All right.
Yeah, so you heard the narration. So next, let's look at the President Mahama then commissioned an inquiry into all of the violence of 2020 and 2024, including this one, which was very heavy on the agenda. The Minister of Interior reported to the media on the government accountability platform of Felix Kwachio Fosu, and this was he said.
2024 election violence cases, starting with Ewutu Senya East Constituency, that's Kaswa. The task force observed that the Honorable Phyllis now Koyo Okeno denied that her convoy was attacked. She was nowhere near the scene of the incident. 2024 election violence cases, starting with Ewutu Senya East Constituency, that's Kaswa. The task force observed that the Honorable Phyllis now Koyo Okeno denied that her convoy was attacked. She was nowhere near the scene of the incident.
Orofo oyiwa breaking news na beto dwane yesi ye maame nankasa after say otwa ntro to eye hawakumsin so say hawakumsin no na ne boys na omo fire etuo na omo try so mbeso muku no orofo ye maame nankasa ba abontin abeka say time na etutu ne koso no ana say kunkum ne koso no ana say yetututuo no nyina no na ye maame nankasa no wa ba abontin abeka say na bebia yeto abana ade bebia na sanya manyama no koso nya no oni hobi. She was not at the scene. Ye maame si na oni hobi na obi a oni hobi na si den na o grant interview say na o ka ne de anim na ka bi so ka ba ko bi de echi ene tututuo meanwhile so wo say tamana shooting no koso nya na oni hobi esi den na nde wo ka say ochina wo ka say odofo ye maame na ne ho ache no arawosem kese pa ato no Ewutu Senya MP o parliament pa me so bedi ni nyina bro wo Ghanatube of my nko ne ntua nsem so ma yisi a Ghanatube so.
Now, said before a commission of inquiry where she had to speak under oath, the Honorable Member of Parliament, whom you heard narrating and was crying, I mean, when she was talking to Captain Smart, she was sober. It was like she was crying. She had been traumatized. She, Baby Groma people, are they there? The School of Performing Arts at the University of Ghana. They need her. Madam Honorable Koyo, maybe you missed your way. You should be doing what Jifa Gomashi, the tourism minister, knows how to do very well. To go to the School of Performing Arts at the University of Ghana and become a great actress. I think you will be a great actress because the way you can dramatize when there's nothing happening, I admire you for that. It's really, really heartbreaking. This is what the Interior Minister said. He said, Phyllis Koyo Okeno denied her convoy was attacked. Koyo, okay, Phyllis Koyo Okeno denied her convoy was attacked, stating she was not at the scene. Those involved have refused to speak with the task force. This is quite shocking. So she goes before the committee. Everything she told Captain Smart then, she erased it before she's at the committee, that nothing had happened. Her convoy had not been attacked. Because here at the committee, she needed to provide evidence of what she's saying. That's why we always say that propaganda is different from speaking in court or speaking before a committee. At the propaganda platform, you can say anything. But once you get into a committee or into court and you have to defend what you are saying, they backpedal, they develop cold feet because they were just speaking lies, concoction, for political gain. That's something we have to identify, perhaps in our behavioral patterns for politicians. Concoction of stories for political gain. If people do that, there has to be some sanctions for it, because there was too many of that in our last 2-3 elections, particularly in 2024. So much happened. So this is what happened. Now, today, after she's receiving flack from young people all over the place who are completely shocked, the Gen Zs are completely shocked because they were all outraged by the story when they heard it. That this was why is Hawa Kumsin who's shooting at people on election day. Now they are all very worried. Was she really lying? Could she have been lying? Is it possible that she was lying? But why? An honorable member of parliament. She wants to go to parliament, and she wants to go to parliament with this dramatic lies. You know, in a situation where now the rate of defamation may lie in favor of Hawa Kumsin. She can take out a rate of defamation and sue her because she has actually confessed that she was lying. I mean, what is this? Let's see what she said today. Let's see. Have a look.
Getting tired of the endless crowds, stress and search for empty seats while waiting for your plane?
At no time did I say no attack happened. I stated emphatically to the task force that on election day during my rounds, I noticed my convoy was being followed by a V8 vehicle, allegedly known to be used by Hawa Kumsin and a NADMO pickup, which had a green government number plate. After visiting some polling stations, I decided to go home because I felt my life was in danger. So I am convinced that at the conclusion of this investigation, the truer facts will emerge. Let me end by saying that as the sitting member of the good people of Ewutu Senya East constituency, I consider myself a mother for all.
What does that mean? What does consider yourself? You are telling lies. They're asking you, you say you're a mother for all. Are you going to teach the children that you are mothering these lies, and that's how they are going to grow into citizens of Ghana? These lies that you are telling, that's what you're going to teach children that you are the mother to? You consider yourself a mother for all. So you have to be telling lies about another mother so that you win the election. You see how these things are? This is politics. And you see, as we continue to do that, the general public lose interest in the politics. Now, tomorrow, there's another election. An MP comes from the Galamsey people, they call SUTV, and he says that Collins Dowda shot at me. They'll say, hey, yeah, these politicians, when they say these things, they don't mean it to. That's what Koyo did in 2024. That's what is going to happen. So the credibility of politics is going down the drain because the principal political actors have refused to fight the fight with the real tools of fighting. The battle of vision, the battle of a program, the battle of a policy. They've refused to use those tools because sometimes they can't use them. So they go for unorthodox tools. And it ends us here where an MP is blatantly lying. She lied about everything just so that she would draw sympathy onto herself and then she might win the votes. She won. Today, she's still talking. She says that she never told the committee that she wasn't attacked.
Order for Chess breaking news na beto dwa say Ewutu Senya East eye MP kese pan eye na koyo na ne ho aba asem dindindin a after say we twa ntro kese pan to Hawa Kumsin so say Hawa Kumsin no peso okun odofo onagasa ba abontin abekas enya no kre na chese obia atiegu no so a omo bonada papa odofo yamame Ewutu Senya East na chese ne ho achi MP kese pan na ne ho achi no parliament a minim sisi anu ne seat eba be vacant ye ba betwe na so e parliament anase ye ntwe na sort of we asem sebe just we any breaking news abeto jams bi ni nyina bro e wo Ghana to mo fi sembe like na ma subscribe na ma share na ma hit notification bell so ma say na be ya abrini abibia dope content say ya wo we na tempa na wa hwe witi amado aha na be dey sem nya be si e wo Ghana to sort of makra mu nyina medamu nyina se bebre